Dharmabytes is brought to you by Free Buddhist Audio, the Dharma for your life. Our work is funded entirely by donations from our generous listeners. If you would like to help us keep this free, make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. Thank you, and happy listening.
Traditionally, in Buddhism, hell is created by our aversion, by our ill will, by our hatred. If we indulge hatred, if we let it take us over, if we get eaten up by hatred, we create hell. We create a world of pain, of torture. The whole world becomes a world of threat. Everything, everyone becomes a threat. Hell is paranoia. Hell is insanity. Everyone, everything is an object of suspicion, a threat pressing in on you. We go claustrophobia in this hellish state, claustrophobia generated by our aversion. So there's a great teaching here from Buddhism. Be very careful. Be very, very careful with hatred, with aversion, with ill will, with anger, with suspicion, with resentment. Be very, very careful indeed. If you let those states run on, if you rationalize those states as somehow being it's okay to have them because he, she, they did this to me, if you do that, well, they'll start taking hold. You'll create a hell for yourself. You'll trap yourself in the hell of aversion. And probably you'll create a hell for other people as well. The Buddha and the entire Buddhist tradition are very strong about hatred and related states. They're more concerned about that more than anything else. Hatred is the most destructive of all mental states, the most dangerous of mental states. In the Mahayana tradition, they say that the Bodhisattva shouldn't be too bothered about craving. That's very, very difficult to remove. And in craving, you still have a kind of connection with others. Great, lovely, great big door of rationalization to walk through there. I know, but anyway, you'd rather bust through it, couldn't you? But hatred breaks the connection with others. You break the connection. And that's the worst thing a bodhisattva can do. Somebody devoted to gaining enlightenment for all beings. It's the worst thing you can do, to break the connection. So if you suffer from these kinds of states, you need to get to grips with them quickly and work on them. Don't let them run on. And of course we all suffer from them to some extent. So we all need to get to grips with them, need to work on them. Interestingly, as the dull, smoky light of hell shines, the smoky light generated by our aversion shines, its opposite, as it were its transcendental opposite, the brilliant white light of the mirror-like wisdom shines. And in Vajrayana Buddhism, which the Tibetan Book of the Dead is a text of that tradition, it's said that there is an affinity between the poisons and the wisdoms, that the wisdom lights that come from the Buddhas. There's an affinity in particular here between hatred and the mirror-like wisdom. Hatred can be very precise. Hot or cold hatred can be very precise. We can see precisely what's wrong with someone else. Precisely. We can see precisely how to get at them. We look for their weak points. We can be extraordinarily analytical in hatred. We can see precisely where to get at them. We can plot cunningly how to destroy them with our hatred. Very often this can be very neatly rationalized. The mirror-like wisdom is clarity, but it's the clarity that has no desire at all to wound, to hurt, to harm, to injure. The mirror-like wisdom reflects everything as it is and reflects everyone as they are, and that includes everyone as they are with their deepest potential for enlightenment. So when aversion, when hatred arises, get clear. Use the clarity to reflect that the mental state of hatred, of aversion, is nothing but trouble, that it creates hell. Take the clarity to turn it against the hatred itself. Get clear about developing metta, about developing loving kindness. And it's said that if you really do develop loving kindness, when aversion arises, the metta immediately transforms that aversion into the mirror-like wisdom. So if you're inspired by the tantric project of transformation, if you're into transforming alchemically your emotions, develop metta, and then aversion will be transformed into the mirror-like wisdom.
We hope you enjoyed today's Dharmabite. Please help us keep this free. Make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. And thank you.